So welcome to a demonstration of Acctivate. We've got Brad with us from Altieri, makers of Acctivate. I'm Lance, inventory software expert since 2006 with Brandow Consulting. Brad, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Acctivate.
Sure. So I have been with Acctivate since 2012. I started off as part of our onboarding team, and I was in that role for about 8 years. And then now I'm currently the product manager of Acctivate. So I've been in this role for about 4 years. And Acctivate is inventory management software that integrates with QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online.
What are some ways that you can get a sales order into Acctivate?
Yeah, so we integrate with many popular web stores. So Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce. We can also integrate with EDI vans, such as TrueCommerce, SPS Commerce. So we'll import in orders, importing in the 850 EDI transaction. And then, of course, we can import in a flat file. So if you have a CSV of orders, that can be brought in, or you can manually enter in orders as well.
So we're looking at the sales order screen right now.
That's right. Yep. So I have the enter sales order window open, and I can give you a quick overview of what we're looking at here. So, of course, we have some customer information like their billing and shipping address. We have the line items. And then down here at the footer, we have more information about the line that you're looking at. So you can see a product image, some additional information such as the UPC, alternate ID, some available substitutions. And then in the upper right-hand corner, we have our workflow status. So we have a predefined list of workflow statuses, but you can also create your own. And this helps you manage your orders and identify where in the order processing workflow it is.
So you can look at Acctivate as order management software. In addition to warehouse management software, it integrates with both versions of QuickBooks, QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online. Why don't we take a look at the manufacturing management portion of the software too?
So this is an assembly transaction for a coffee product. It's a 1 pound bag of French roast coffee. We see the description here. And this is what we call a process assembly. So I have some of this information filled out. I planned on making 50 bags, but due to production variations, I may only end up yielding a portion of that. So in this case, 48 bags. And then as far as the components that make up this product, you'll see different components such as a bag, some of the beans, the labels, the labor that goes into it. And we can take a standard recipe, if you will, in this case, and extend that out to make the total number of 50 bags, but then we have an actual quantity. So we may end up using more or less of that component than intended. We may end up using more labor time than expected or more bags than expected because there was damage to the bag during the bagging process. And we want to record those components to properly decrement the components, but we also want to ensure that we're capturing the correct costs.
I think that's an important thing to point out, both the accuracy of the quantity and the accuracy of the cost. I think a lot of people purchase inventory management software to improve accuracy and to get more accurate costing out of the system. What are some ways that Acctivate allows people to create work orders too? One reason people purchase inventory management software is to improve automation.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's 3 ways. I can, of course, just go in here, look up a product, fill out the information that I need. Another convenient way is I can create it from the sales order window that we were just looking at. So if I have an assembly product on the sales order and there's a back ordered quantity, there's a shortcut from the sales order to create that assembly session. And when you complete it, that inventory will be allocated directly to that sales order. So it creates a one-to-one relationship. And then we also have our inventory manager. It's a window that I can show you if you'd like that shows you all the products that need to be restocked. And that's going to be by either reordering or creating a work order. And you can select the products and then load them into an assembly session where you can then proceed with actually picking the components and putting them together.
Yeah, why don't you show us that? Did you say that window is sort of a reordering tool?
Yep.
That recommends to the user what can be manufactured or what should be manufactured or what should be purchased?
That's right. So in our inventory manager, we have a bar that we call the Restocking Bar. That's what we refer to this as.
Okay.
And within this bar, we have different buttons. So the first one shows any product that has met the criteria of needing to be restocked. So there's a formula, and I can show you that in a moment. But basically, these are either low, they're below their min stock level, or they're completely out of stock. And that's indicated in this first column. And then we break that down into products that you would reorder. So these are going to be just inventoried products. They are not assembly products. We have the on-hand available min-max stock levels.
We dive into some detail on this in our deep dive video, but it's good to understand how the system is coming up with these numbers so you can trust it, especially when it comes to making manufacturing or production decisions and purchasing decisions.
Right.
And what I find is a lot of small business owners don't realize that small business inventory management software that connects to QuickBooks actually does this. Yeah, why don't we take a look at the purchasing screen and the receiving side of things?
Sure. Yeah. So I can go ahead and close this. We'll create or open a purchase order. So I have a purchase order here for 4 products that I want to order. And very similar to the sales order, I have a status at the top. So this is an issued PO. I've sent it to my vendor. Alternatively, we have other statuses like a request for quote, pending approval if you have a reorder process where one person creates the PO, but another person internally would approve that PO. So I've already got a PO constructed here. In this case, this one actually has been received. So if you look at this first row, I have 600 ordered and 600 received. Let me open up another PO here. Okay, this is a good example of one where I have 30 ordered. I've only received 10. So at the top of the PO, I can click receive, and that'll create the inventory receipt window with the product loaded with the outstanding quantity. So it's expecting that I'm going to receive in the remaining 20. If I don't, if I receive more or less, I can change this. So I could say that I'm actually receiving 15, and then I have the opportunity to adjust costs if I need to here.
And Acctivate is robust inventory management software. There are a couple of features here that Acctivate has that I haven't seen other inventory management software programs have. And one is their ability to receive in dual unit of measure, which helps with the steel industry, right?
Right.
And also another one that helps with the food manufacturing industry is I call this feature retroactive landed cost. Oftentimes you'll receive and consume the inventory and it's gone, but hey, we wanted to add duties or shipping and we wanted that to be included in the cost of the accounting, and Acctivate does that. So really cool. Can we take a look at the mobile side of things, receiving with a mobile device and picking with a mobile device?
I'm not set up to show that. I may have some slides I could show you.
Okay. Well, show us just receiving with the screen and picking with the screen. Sorry, I caught you off guard there.
It's all right.
But just so you know, you can receive and pick with a mobile device using Acctivate. And I think that's an important feature to have to achieve inventory accuracy, is to put the power of recording in the person's hand that is actually touching the inventory. You're going to achieve your goals of inventory accuracy if you do that. The person that touches the inventory is the person that actually records what he or she did. So it's good that Acctivate has that. Sorry, we can't show that to you today, but it does exist. Why don't we take a look at picking a work order or picking a sales order?
Sure. So let's start with picking a sales order. The best way to go about that is using our sales order manager. And I will go to our ready to pick button. So we saw that workflow status at the top of the sales order. So all of these orders have a workflow status of ready to pick. The colored icon indicates green just means there's no back orders. Yellow means there's partially back ordered. And then alternatively, if you have a red octagon, that means it's entirely back ordered. But in the ready to pick, I'm going to select all of these, and I have the option to put them into a pick list. So a pick list is a picking transaction where it generates an efficient picking route through your warehouse. and I'm going to create one pick list per warehouse. We'll open up the first one here.
Now imagine you have a warehouse that's over 5 to 10,000 square feet. You're fulfilling, I don't know, 20 to 100 orders a day, maybe more. Pick management becomes a big deal. It's good to have one person deciding what to pick and creating the pick list of all the orders that need to be picked, and then other people coming to the table, picking up those pick tickets and taking their scan guns through the path of fewest footsteps through the warehouse and completing their picks. So picking is, if you're considering inventory management software for the first time, you might be looking at picking or considering picking for the first time. And it's important to have an inventory management software with picking management capabilities. I see too many people using the sales orders printout to pick, you know. So it's great. The pick ticket shows where to go to get it, how much to get, and then also it gives the picker the ability to say, hey, I picked this quantity instead of this quantity, or I picked it from this location instead of this location. So you have accurate inventory in the specific shelves or bins. And that's an important part of inventory control. To achieve accurate inventory is to have a picking feature. Can we take a look at packing and shipping before we wrap it up with reports?
Sure. So we've got the pick list picked. I have a package shipments button here. So again, I can continue to work with all of these orders. And I've created this first shipment. So I have our package shipment window where I can then drag and drop these into cartons. If I have, in this case, 2 cartons to ship this order, and then I can go to the next shipment and repeat this process.
And that's an important feature if you're shipping across the border. If you're just shipping domestically, okay, it's not really that important to reveal or to assign what pallet or carton for multiple cartons with sales orders. But if you're shipping across the border, this is an important feature to have that I know ShipStation doesn't do all that well. And, if you've got big orders going cross borders, we definitely are happy about this feature.
Yeah, it comes up in EDI quite a bit as well, where the trading partner needs to have an 856 ASN showing, what's coming and what's in each box. But I'm glad you mentioned ShipStation. We do have, if you don't need to package the cartons here, we have the ability to send the order to ShipStation. We also integrate with UPS World Ship and FedEx Ship Manager. So you can key in an order number into those and it'll import in the order information. You can generate the labels and that will write back to the sales order in Acctivate. So you'll have the tracking number there as well.
It's crazy how many small business owners I see that are using inventory management software and don't realize that you can integrate with the carrier software. This saves you tons of time, and improves accuracy. Let's finish up with reporting. I think one reason people buy inventory management software is to improve visibility. So executives can make important business decisions, especially in regards to inventory.
Yeah. So we have over 140 standard reports included with Acctivate. We use Crystal Reports to generate our report files. Crystal Reports is extremely robust if you're not familiar with it. With all our reports, many of these, I think, cover everything you need out of the box. So for example, this is a product sales by product class report. It just categorizes your products, gives you a breakdown of total quantity, the amount, cost, margin, percentage. We can make modifications to these, or if you have Crystal Reports yourself, you can make modifications as well. In addition to our standard reports, we also have our lists. These are read-only windows that provide, I wouldn't call it reporting capabilities necessarily, but provide an overview of information with some configurability. So for example, if I click on these are sales orders. We saw the enter order window where we would enter order information, but here we have a read-only presentation of orders, and you can choose which columns you want to show, or you can create more robust filters and save these. So you have different things like the location ID, all these filters you can add, and then you can save them as predefined filters to find orders, products, customers, etc.
And think about it this way. A report is three different things. It's anything that prints out. It's like what we just showed you, KPIs or whatnot, but it's also templates and it's also labels. So it's great that Crystal reporting is the engine under the hood generating that, because it's easy to use, easy to work if you need to modify whatever is printed out, a label, a template, or an actual report. So Brad, thank you so much for showing us Acctivate today. This is great. And if you want to dive into Acctivate more, we have a deep dive demo. Be sure to take a look at the link at the end of this video. And if you feel like you need some expert guidance in helping you decide which inventory management software is best for you, reach out to Brandow Consulting, fill out the contact form on our website. We'll help you make that important decision, because we feel like it is a big decision, like moving into a house. You're going to use the inventory management software for about 5 to 10 years, and it's good to get the right fit.